Welcome to the Tap Project Podcast, the place where gaming meets blockchain and everything in the middle. Now, here's your hosts, the Tap Bros.
Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Tap Project podcast. I'm your host, Hanif.
And I'm your host, Hugh.
Welcome to another show. We appreciate you guys for tuning in to another Tap Project podcast episode. Thank you guys for joining in. We got a great show planned today. We're going to be talking a little bit more about the Tap platform, loop farming, staking. What's that all mean? We introduced that a little bit last week. So if you guys weren't able to see our last episode, please, in the link down below, you'll be able to get another chance at viewing that and watch it. Got some great stuff, but we're going to be jumping ahead to that. But before we get into that, Hugh, give us a little bit of a disclaimer, our normal disclaimer for those tuning into the podcast for the first time.
Yes. Our normal disclaimer. Just keep in mind, this is not financial advice in any shape or form. These are just two co-founders, just talking, just chatting it up, stating our opinions, what's going on, what we think. Do your research. That's what we always say. You got to do your research. And I'm going to throw this out there too for the community. I need a good catchphrase. I don't have a catchphrase. I need a good
catchphrase.
I need a catchphrase, like an intro phrase or an
just for yourself.
Just for myself.
Okay.
I don't need one for me. I just want one for myself. So I'm going to throw it out to the community. Those that are listening, give me some feedback. What's a good catchphrase? Something that's gaming that we can kind of throw in that I can tack on. Any thoughts, any ideas? I'm just going to throw it out there.
All right, there you have it. He wants a catchphrase specifically for himself. So
Yes.
those in the Telegram group, make sure to hit him up. Don't hit me up about that. Hit him up. But appreciate you guys for jumping in. And if you guys do find anything that we say interesting or like our content, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button on YouTube as well, because we really appreciate your support as we continue to grow this podcast. And as you said, we are two co-founders just chit-chatting about the blockchain world, gaming world, and everything in between. So let's get started with a great show. But before we get into that, we always like to kind of go sidetrack for a little bit. But have you seen what's been going on in the Pokemon world?
No. What's going on in the Pokemon world now?
Oh
What's
my
going on
gosh.
now?
I don't even know if I should be saying it, but it seems like every few years Pokemon just comes out of nowhere. Like it,
It goes away, it comes back, it goes away, it comes back.
Somewhere somehow in Japan they're doing it perfect. Like it's been going on for what, 20 years now maybe. But every few years something happens where it keeps coming back. And obviously I'm not going to go too far, but the last one we had was Pokemon Go, which took the world by storm. And obviously before that, Pokemon cards and the Pokemon show took the world by storm. And Pokemon cards kind of dissipated for a bit. But Pokemon cards are back.
They're back. What do you mean?
They are back. There's some big news. I think it was a couple weeks ago or last week or whatever, when the celebrity Logan Paul bought Mint Charizard for 150K or something like that.
Oh man.
Just one Pokemon card alone, and apparently it's going to get worse over the next few days. I think by the time this is released, within the next few days after us releasing that, there's some hints about some $800,000 deal or whatever that's going on.
Okay, do you know where our Pokemon cards are? Do we have any?
Don't get me started on that.
Oh, no.
Do not get me started on that. It
Okay.
was don't get me started.
It's a touchy subject.
It's a very touchy subject. So don't get me started on that. But Pokemon cards are back, and apparently they're flourishing. I think kind of the concept is similar to kind of the whole gamification. It hasn't hit the whole blockchain world yet, but
It probably will.
it probably will. And it's a little bit about kind of the whole supply demand NFT, but like kind of like the first world NFT kind of thing, right? But they are back. Like a Blastoise just sold for 15K just a few days ago or something like that. It's just wild. It's wild. But Pokemon cards are back, so that's always just something cool. It's all has a little bit to do with gaming. So if you guys have some Pokemon cards that you want to give us, sure,
Yeah,
that's
hey,
fine.
I'll take it. You know, everybody's got that friend that was mass into collecting, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. So maybe it's time we give them a call and be like, "Hey, you still have those Pokemon cards?"
Yeah, you still have that Rattata?
Yeah,
I'll take him if you want to give me him,
I'll, I'll
or
take
the Ekans
Jigglypuff.
or something.
Just give me anything. Give me
Yeah,
anything. I'll
give me
take
some
it.
sort of common. But yeah, they are back. So let's but before we
Okay,
go any further
hold
on
on.
that, yeah.
Before we jump. So okay, so if a Blastoise or a Charizard, what about a Mew?
They haven't surfaced in terms of pricing,
Is
but
this going to be
I
like a
wouldn't be
1.5
surprised.
million Mew goes for sale or something?
I wouldn't be surprised at kind of the prices for Mews and Mewtwo's and stuff like that that are going to be going. Apparently, though, as well, another thing about that is the Jap. You know how we had the Japanese versions as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, some of the Japanese versions are going to be kind of making their way because they're at a limited supply, even more limited than the North American ones that were produced,
Mm-hmm.
and they're kind of more shiny or vibrant along those ends. So just like an NFT, right? They have that kind of that glisten, that uniqueness. So I don't know, just
Should we be hunting for Pogs? Should we go back? Do we need to
even
go back?
further, try and get I don't know, but as I said, every few years something with Pokemon always comes up. So if you can kind of jump into the future and look what Pokemon did next, or something that kind of hidden gem around what they did, then you never know. But that's kind of where it is right now. I think someone called it a few months ago, maybe about 5 months ago. Prices were very low, and somebody called it kind of in the industry, and it, for some reason, I don't know why now. Maybe it's because, everyone's with, still at home, and, going through their cupboards and like, "Hey, what are these things? Hey, Jimmy, are these things valuable?"
Yeah.
Or whatever, right? Like,
You remember the old book photo books where you'd peel that plastic layer off and put the Pokemon cards down,
yep.
and maybe it's time to start hunting for those.
I don't know, but if you hunt now, I'm sure there's gonna be an upsell. But if you hunted back in the day, congratulations. If any of you guys are watching, or listening, and you guys have Pokemon cards, keep them close to your chest, and maybe start looking and scanning what some of the prices are, and start watching that market for you guys who currently do have them. So lucky you guys. Just kind of like that Uniswap drop, right? Just kind of like, oh, okay, just falls into your lap, and if you have it, then good luck, and if you don't, then kind of wait for the next one, right?
Yeah, yeah, true.
All right, so let's get into it and get into the meat and potatoes of the show. So I guess it would be 2 weeks ago on our last podcast, we talked a little bit about the new Tap platform updates and what they're going to be looking like, and kind of the advancements and changes that we're going to be making. And we made sure to tie it in a little bit with our last Medium article that we produced that documented some of the changes as well. But we were kind of, what would you say, Hugh, hidden about some of the details.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
didn't want to release too much, but today's the day that we kind of want to explore a little bit more and provide that detailed information for viewers and for the community, because it is important that you guys do understand kind of how things are going to be working on the platform, what these changes are going to mean to you, and how you are going to benefit from them by using our ecosystem and participating within that. So we want to get into that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So Hugh, if you want to, what should we touch on first? Farming, staking.
You know what? Maybe let's touch on Dega a little first, right?
Okay.
Because I think that's one of the newer. Well, they're all new, but I think that's one of the nice, interesting pieces of it that you won't see a lot of, and it kind of ties in with the Ethereum movement and advancement and so forth. And so, just a quick refresher for anybody that didn't catch the last episode. Dega is our decentralized gaming token, and essentially it allows you to decrease the gas fee. Right? We've all been there. We all know how it is we all know when the blockchain gets super busy, gas prices go up.
Wild.
They go, they go, right? And so what we've done is we've tried to look at what Ethereum is doing, and how can we help? How can we help the users on the platform, and generally any projects, right? So we've kind of tied it in with the farming piece, where you can mint data. When you stake, when you farm, you mint data, and you can use that data to decrease up to 33%. Uh, you know, 33% of gas fees reduced.
That's going to be a really, I'm excited about that, obviously, as well, for us and kind of using the platform. Because I remember generally at the very beginning, like when we first started the platform and kind of going through all the contracts, people were saying, "Oh, the contract fees are a little bit high," and we were saying, "No, there's really nothing that we can do." We literally have not taken any sort of fee out of initiating that contract. I remember it was specifically with the wallet generation, and um, but at this time, there's really nothing that we can do in terms of lowering that, just because the network and the gas fees were so high at that time. I'm pretty sure that was around the same time of the whole cryptocurrencies phase and stuff like that. But that is a good point to be in right now, where we can say, okay, um, we understand that the contract or smart contract might be at a higher point right now because of gas, but use the data. You have an opportunity um, to farm and get Dago tokens to use to lower that gas fee, and as you said, up to 30%, which is huge. And it's kind of like we described it last time, like an electric car, where you people tell you if you do have an electric car to charge your car in the nighttime when electricity is often cheaper. It's going to be like the same type of concept, where you're going to be able to store gas prices, so to speak, at their lowest, and use them and or execute them when gas prices are higher, and being able to kind of balance that threshold by up to 30%, which is huge. And as we
Yeah.
said last time, isn't this accessible to other projects and other gaming projects that want to take this on as well?
Yeah. So we're gonna open it up. Initially, we just want to get it rolling with the platform, get our user base, get the community used to it, and then it's opening up to other projects that want to utilize it and want to tie into that, and open up their community to be able to get the same savings, and to reduce gas and so forth, right? So and actually, maybe this is a good time. It flows into how and which farming kind of gives you that benefit. Do we go there? Do we want to wait a little bit about naming the different farm tokens?
No, let's get into it, because these are what users are going to be seeing. So this is what kind of where we want to start, and obviously, some of the interesting things that we are going to be we talked about in our latest article, our Medium article, staking, minting, exclusive NFTs, the Tap platform. So we'll have a description, or the link in the description as well, for you guys to follow on. But we did talk about governance contracts, and a way to allow the community to govern the Tap environment ecosystem. And this is going to be one thing that we are going to start out in terms of the tokens that will be accessible, but we want the community to be able to provide their input as to what tokens they want to see, especially gaming specific ones. So that leads us into farming and kind of what that will mean for the Tap platform, and kind of what users will see. And obviously, for the farming aspect, the first and foremost, the biggest one, the
Yeah.
baddest one,
The big,
the
the bad,
greatest one, the most amazing one.
the undisputed champion of the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, G Generation X proudly presents the new tag team champions of the world. Do you remember that from the
I
old
do. I do.
WWF, when it was called
Yeah, yeah.
WWF?
Before they changed to WWE.
It will be the TTT TTT Gemblitz right now is kind of our internal name. That might be our external name by the time this gets launched.
Hmm.
But TTT Gemblitz will obviously be our biggest and baddest farming block, so to speak. And that will be the Uniswap tokens, the TTT ETH or TTT WETH Uni V2 LP tokens. And that will be right now the only slot in our farming section that you will be able to earn Dega.
Yes. So we're going to have 4 slots to begin with, or 4 that we're going to start off with, and those are going to be the ones that we've gone through, and they're gaming tokens, and they tie into exactly what we're doing. And like you said, we're going to highlight TTT to WETH, the Uniswap, and on that, when you're farming, you're earning T. You're earning Dega to help with those, to reduce those gas costs. And like you mentioned before, it's one of those scenarios where when the gas prices are low, that's when you want to start storing and building your Dega storage. And then when gas prices start climbing up, that's when you want to start using it and saving, right? And then at the same time, so you're earning TTT, you're earning Dega, and you're burning TTT.
That's right. That gets into the burn contracts of that, and that'll be a function throughout our platform as we look to provide a little bit of variance to the ecosystem, the Tap ecosystem, so to speak. But as we mentioned in that article, that burn contract will be set to that burns a percentage of Tap coins. During this whole environment, so to speak. And we took that from Ethereum 2.0. And I did see quite a bit of um, Ethereum 2.0 testnet launches that were successful.
Mhm.
So that's huge and that's cool. But we took that essentially straight from there, and we want to be kind of at the forefront of the industry, especially the gaming industry within blockchain. And so we took that and we saw that as a good item within Ethereum 2.0. And we took that to our platform essentially. So we are going to be combining that within our staking, our staking and farming is that burn contract. But before we get there, I think it's important to kind of run a user through a little bit of how they farm or what that all means. And pretty much how the farming section is going to be set up. It's going to be using the Uniswap V2 LP tokens at this moment, and it's for those who provide liquidity to any of these 4 outlined
Okay,
sections.
drum roll. Let's list them. Drum roll. Can you hear the drums? Can you insert a drum? Insert a drum when we do the editing. Do, do, do,
All
do, do, do,
right,
do. Okay, take my
drum roll is
roll
here.
out.
um, that's going to be the first one is the TTT Gemblitz, obviously, as we called it, and the TTT ETH Uniswap V2 tokens, earning TTT and Dega, and Mana, which is Decentralized, Mana ETH Uniswap V2 LP tokens, HXRO Uniswap to ETH V2 tokens, and Engine to ETH Uniswap V2 tokens as
Hopefully
well.
those came out as like cheering noise and not just like heavy breathing into the mic.
Yeah, I think they were just heavy breathing, to be honest. But those are going to be huge, and that is needed for cheering. So that is going to be huge, as we are kind of incorporating and bringing in the entire gaming industry. The gaming industry right now for the blockchain, they're they're kind of they're siloed, and people are doing their
Yes.
thing, and they're kind of staying to the side. But the traditional gaming industry works together all the time,
Yes,
all the time.
100%. And I think we were at the forefront when Ethereum and Solidity, we were right at the front, and then gaming in blockchain, we were right at the front. And I think it's one of those scenarios where once again we are right at the front in saying, hey, let's unite, let's take these different gamings, let's provide a platform where if you're a gamer, it doesn't matter what you like, what you're using, it benefits you when you come to the Tap platform. So adding those 4 and combining and collaboration and so forth. It just fuels the gaming in the blockchain, which is what we want to do. We don't want to build a silo like, hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But Tap is about love, man. It's about uniting gaming. It's about changing. It's about disrupting gaming. And so by tying in those different engine, mana, and so forth into the platform, into what we do, it just drives drives it more, right?
It definitely drives that destruction, so to speak, of the gaming industry, and that's what we want to do. Is we want to obviously incorporate all these tokens for the better of the blockchain gaming industry and for the better of the gaming industry on whole. So what that means for users are, if a user provides liquidity to Uniswap and earns the V2 LP tokens of any of those four, they can provide to our platform, and they can stake their so to speak, they can deposit their Uniswap V2 tokens to earn TTT. The beauty of it is, if you provide to the Tap platform ecosystem by being a liquidity provider and having those V2 tokens, and you deposit them into the platform, you earn TTT and Dega, which obviously, as we discussed already, lowers or has the ability to lower your contract or your gas fees by 30%. And the TTT spot, as we said, the biggest and the baddest one, is at this moment going to be earning at least 5 times the rewards for those who provide to the ecosystem. And obviously, providing to the ecosystem provides that liquidity that the Tap platform requires for gamers to be able to convert in and out of games, to be able to convert in and out of achievements, to be able to earn those achievements within games and cash them out to TTT. That's liquidity and that we require in terms of the Tap platform and the Tap coin. So it's super, super cool stuff for the farming.
Yeah, that's you've covered it all, and I think once we release some of the updated UI stuff, I know there's some images we've got planned coming out in the next bit. Then that gives the community an idea of what they're going to be looking at, how it'll interact, and just the new and exciting stuff that we got in store. This is the time, if you've just kind of been sitting on the sidelines and just watching, it's the time to get in, right? It's right. It's the calm before the storm, before things just kind of get crazy, get windy. That's all I can say. That's all I got to say.
That's all we can say. It is the calm before the storm, especially. We are going to be rolling, as we said. Q4 is going to be a big time for us, and we want to make it a big time for us in the Tap coin and the Tap platform. So that covers farming. Let's get a little bit into staking and kind of what that's going to mean for the user and kind of how that's going to work for the user. So staking is kind of the act of depositing or staking your Tap coins. For the ability to earn something new, something cool. I don't know if I've seen it specifically applied to the gaming industry right now, especially in blockchain gaming. So again, we are trying to innovate and be new and kind of change kind of how not only the gaming industry, the traditional one, but the blockchain gaming industry. So I'll get a little bit into it and kind of just a general explanation, and Hugh can kind of get into a little bit more detail. But staking for us means when a user deposits or stakes their TTT, their Tap coins, into the platform, and for the ability, get this, the ability to earn what we are internally calling TTTX. And that might not be the name that we push out as an external name, but internally that's what we're calling TTTX.
Yes, and
And
tell them, what does TTTX do? What does it do, Bob?
what
Tell
does
them
it
what
do?
they
So this
want.
is the new part that has not been specifically applied to the gaming industry, but it's a really cool concept, and I'm super excited about it. But it does have that use or that further use for just a non-gamer but a blockchainer. So when you stake TTT and you earn TTTX, this TTTX provides users the ability to receive a percentage of the Tap platform fees and the earnings from the Tap platform and the ecosystem.
Ooh, yes.
So
Yeah.
think about that. I'll explain a little bit again. I'll explain really, try and put it basically. But when you stake TTT, you'll get internally what we're calling TTTX. And this provides, and varying obviously on the amount of TTTX that you receive, which goes up based on the amount of time that you're staking, users will be able to receive a proportional percentage of the Tap platform fees based on the amount of TTTX they hold. That's cool. So
That's
that's just like saying like, hey, if Epic Games or if Steam had the ability to, am I going to give them an idea here or something like that?
you know what? If we're feeling generous,
Feeling generous.
Thanksgiving was around the corner, so let's throw them a turkey.
Let's
Why
throw
not?
them a turkey, right? But it's just like saying if you had the ability to stake some sort of internal coin that a platform like Steam or Epic's had in order to receive their revenue or receive a portion of their platform fees. That's essentially what we're doing. So users staking will be able to provide to the ecosystem and receive a proportional percentage of the fees based on the TTTX that they hold that the platform generates
Yeah.
through transactions, conversions, game achievements, and etc.
Yeah, that's huge because a lot of what's done on the platform is converting from game to platform, from platform to blockchain, right? So those are conversions right there that fees are applied to, and that holders, stakers, that stake TTT have this TTTX equivalent get portions of in terms of fee and rewards for them.
It's huge. So
It's
if you guys are sitting here listening and you aren't jumping out of your seat, maybe you need to rewind 30 seconds and re-listen.
just rewind, because you know what, there's so many avenues that the platform gives for users to earn. When you think about it, it's from the games, it's from the staking, it's from the farming, it's from the conversions. The entire ecosystem is designed, once you're in it, to once again facilitate, run, govern, move, grow, and also provide benefits to the gamers. And there's benefits for non-gamers that love the concept, love the idea, love the project, and want to be able to participate and be involved in it.
Yeah, they want to be involved, but they're like, I don't play games. I don't play, PUBG or Fortnite or CS:GO. This is the opportunity, the ability. And I'm going to put this out there. Steam, if you're listening,
Ooh.
Microsoft, if you're listening,
Oh.
Epic Games, if you guys are listening, we're coming for you.
Oh.
This is
But yeah,
going to
call us,
be.
and we'll
Hey, we're coming for you. Hold me back. Hold me back. Well, but this is going to be, I'm gonna say, if Tap platform doesn't launch it, or Tap platform unfortunately can't produce in terms of with this is should be what these platforms, Steam, Epic Games, Microsoft, should be after. This should be the model, because this provides the ability for their users, their gamer base, to be able to participate within their ecosystem. And this is as decentralized as it gets. No longer is Epic Games generating, $1.2 billion in 6 months or whatever they made.
Mhm.
But they are going to be making now maybe 900 million. Oh, boo-hoo, right?
Oh, only
And
900.
only
Poor.
900 million. And that 300 million is going to be distributed to the entire ecosystem of developers, gamers, and holders. Isn't that an amazing system that
That's an
should
amazing.
be, right? That should be utilized throughout all these. So that's what I'm saying. Like Steam, Epic Games, Microsoft, we're coming for you, because this is the model that you guys should be looking at. And this is the model that you guys should be continuing, especially for your user base as we continue forward.
I agree, but we're not coming for you in a threatening way.
Yeah, no, no,
So
no, no. Just
don't
saying,
call
no.
the lawyers.
It's a warning. No, I'm kidding.
No, but honestly, you're 100% right. It's letting those that love the project, love the idea, love gaming, but don't necessarily game, don't have the time, but they want to participate and they want to be involved in it, to be able to be a part of the family, to be able to get something out of it. So as gamers are converting on the platform from the challenges and getting their points from Fortnite and from the different games that we've added to the challenges, as well as playing and then earning, they're able to get rewarded for staking in it and be a part of that and get part fees for that, as well as publishers. So like we said, we're going big. It's go big or go home, and we're going big. I don't plan to go home, although I am at home, but but you get what I mean, right?
Yeah.
What more
And that's where we want to put it. And obviously it takes a lot to obviously produce this, and obviously it takes a lot to be there and kind of put ourselves out there and kind of obviously name this stuff. But that's it. That's where we have to be. We have to put our necks out there, and we have to be able to say this is exactly what we're establishing. And hey, if Steam or Epic Games or Microsoft or whoever else wants to pick this up as a model, give us a shout. We'll
Yeah,
talk to you. We'll tell you exactly how it works, and because this is all for the betterment of the gaming industry and the ecosystem itself.
yeah. The last couple weeks, the last couple months have been just just at the computer, taking away. The team's been working hard, just making changes, designs for the UI, changes on that, and then improvements on that, and then contracts and adjustments to API, everything we can for this launch of ours, just to make sure that we give something good, and we go in big, we go in hard, we go in big. We're a small team, but like you said, Hanif, we're coming for you.
We can pack a punch.
Yeah.
So that is going to be it for today's show. We appreciate you guys for tuning in and sticking around. And as we said at the beginning of this show, if you guys did like anything that we said, or feel that you have some sort of connection to the project, please don't forget to hit that like and subscription button, or join our Telegram channel, t.me/tapcoin, and give us a shout. Talk to us. Let us know what you guys are thinking. Give us your thoughts and feedback. If you have any sort of comments or feedback about the project or about what we said, leave them down in the description, or sorry, leave them down in the comment section. Obviously, there. Reach us out by email, or join our Telegram community and give us a shout, or find us on Twitter. Give us a shout on there as well, because we are always open to speaking, talking, and hearing what you guys have to say about the project, what you guys like it, what you guys like about it, what you guys don't like about it. All of that is good information for us to work with.
100%. And if you're part of a another community that you want to share Tap with, you're not quite sure how to, hit us up. We're more than happy to pop in, talk about Tap Project, TTT, gaming, and everything in between with your community, or the community you're part of, or if you lead a community. We're more than happy to talk, and we're always happy to talk about gaming, always happy to talk about the project. And we're always happy to show the benefits, because at the end of the day, gaming is where we want to live. Blockchain is where we want to live. Tap is where we want to live. And so we eat, breathe, and sleep this stuff. And we're happy to share any time of the day.
Any time of the day.
Unless it's nighttime and we're sleeping.
Yeah, we obviously can't share when we're
That'd be a
sleeping,
little
though.
weird.
But some people think we might be able to share while we're sleeping, but we can't do that. Not yet,
No,
at least.
no.
Maybe if you
But-
come up with some new sort of AI clone yourself or something.
Ooh,
Ooh, maybe
so
that might be the next
maybe
thing.
that's for another podcast.
Maybe that is for another podcast. So stick around for the next one. We appreciate you guys for tuning in to another Tap Project podcast. And Hugh, hit us out with the outro.
Fueled by gamers, inspired by the community, disruptive to all.
Thank you guys for tuning in, and have a good night.